Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Let's make a bait making video. So first thing I like to do, got my drill, got my spinner, I like to whip it on up. We do this for, I don't know, about 2 minutes. I try to not real fast. I'm not trying to make a milkshake. I just like to have it like this. You can buy a automatic spinner, which I'm actually thinking about getting. It's like 60 bucks. You just set it on top of there and turn it on and it does this for as long as you want. So we're gonna whip it up and we're back. All right, we're all mixed up, so we're gonna. I'm making a couple of line colors. So what I'm gonna do is I got a 1 cup for my line colors because it's usually a smaller amount. I just do about a 1/4 cup, and then if I need more, you know, I just multiply the measurements up to whatever I need, a 1/2 cup, a whole cup, so I can achieve the same transparency or opaqueness, depending on what I'm going for, and the same color depth. But yeah, so I just keep it like that. We're gonna do that. Let that sit for a minute while I do what I do. So what I got here is a little bit of, and we're gonna do small amounts, like an 1/8. Like I said, I'm doing line colors. I'm gonna use my base is already made from earlier, so I got a base right here. That's what I'm going to use for at least a chunk of my layer. Probably do a triple laminate. We're going to put some, like 1/8 of a teaspoon of punch in there. So let's. It always looks a little duller before you cook it. If you cook it, it really changes the color, so you want to be careful. You're like, oh, that doesn't look like it's enough, and then you cook it, and it comes out real bright. So there's a punch, and we're going to use a little bit of, I think Lisa suggested the GT22. All right. So we'll grab an 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. A little goes a long way with this stuff. And actually, I think I might do with this. Man, I don't need that much. I take it out of the bags pretty quickly, but I don't have jars for this yet. So we're gonna do one, and then because I know, turn my fan on, there's glitter in the air. I can see the glitter in the air tonight. Sorry. Anyway, GT22. Yeah, we're going to do one like this. Then we're going to go ahead and, for the second one, we're going to squeeze a little bit of this Lureworks black in, just a couple of drops, because this stuff will completely change based on the base color that you're going with. So, here's some punch. I like to always make sure I work the sides to get it off the sides. Really work it to make sure you'll see like little chunks floating up. And push those against the side. Really spin it up if you have a chamber. We've got a chamber, so we're going to run it through the vacuum chamber. That looks like weird Pepto-Bismol, but I'm telling you, once it cooks, it's going to be completely different. I still see some chunks in there. This is for lines, so like thin lines through the body for the laminate, so a 1/4 of a cup goes a real long way. That looks nice and blended. Let's do this one. Still getting used to this. I'm actually watching myself do it through the phone, so I've got a chest mount with my phone on, and I'm watching it through the phone. We're gonna do cuts though, like you guys know I don't really edit. So there we go. That's either I can't see it or it's stirred in much easier than the punch. But so then what we're gonna do, if I'm saying stuff most people already know, I'm trying to make it kind of informative. There are way better people out there. I keep mine in a little jug so that anything that drips off, that stuff's hard to get off stuff. Anything that drips off is contained. Trying to be a little bit informative. Everybody's got their own way of doing stuff, and there's a lot of great information out there. So what we're going to do next, but I still like to try to be a little bit informative. Go ahead, and I'll do one at a time. And I take it up to about, it doesn't even really break. By break, I mean you'll get real big bubbles on there. This will be loud, but I'll kind of try to show you what I need to clean the inside of my plexiglass. So you probably won't see it that well. But about -5, it'll start getting fatter bubbles, and then it'll rise up and it'll all break. So I call it breaking. So it breaks about -5. It's not going to zoom or focus because of the... It doesn't look like much, but they're very fine bubbles. See, here it goes. We're at about -3 right now. See, there it goes. They get real big and then they all break. So there we go. And I'll turn it off, let it sit for just a second. They're all up at the surface now, and then very lightly, because if you fool on it, it'll spray all over this and make a big mess. So this is the one we're going to go ahead and degas, not regas. We're going to go ahead and degas the, I think it's GL27 or GL22, and we'll cook it up. I'm going to let both these go for about 1:45, and then, yeah, GT22. Do the GT22. I'm going to let these go for about 1:45 to 2 minutes, and then I'll check the temperature, and I will pulse them for 30 seconds in the microwave until they hit 350, and then we'll, another thing. Griddle. I preheat it. Take my molds. Set my molds on it. I like to get them up to about 220 to 250 on the outside. That puts them about 150, 180 on the inside. I get real weird readings, but I heat these up, and then that way I've got a good mold to work with, so I get good thermally bonded laminates. Otherwise, they just peel apart like some of the stuff I got over here in this bucket from when I first started doing these. But, yeah, we'll get this. See, it's already starting to... And we'll get a microwave, and we'll come back to hooking up some baits. Alright, so we've cooked our base at 370. That's it's not too bad. But you'll get a different reading, see, once you stir it all up a bit. So we're gonna give that another 15 seconds. I got the rebreather on, we're melting plastic. Safety first. Always want to have a rebreather on. And fans, get that smoke away from you. I got an open door right here, goes right, this pulls right out the door. We're good to go. Keeping it as easy to breathe as possible. A lot of guys actually have vent hoods. I do not. I don't have one of those. So we're up to 350. My circuit is bad, so I have to turn my griddle off. So I turn my griddle back on, and what we're going to do is just do the belly. So I'm going to pour, try to stay up by the nose, to right above the hook slot. Actually, I want a fat line, so I'm going to do about halfway up the hook slot on this one. These ones, not this ones. Might be a little further up, but that's okie dokie. And then, I don't know, let's do the punch in the middle. Like, it's real bright, it's going to really shine, and we'll heat that up and be right back. Alrighty, we're back, and it's heated up. I might have overdone it just a little bit. Yeah, 400, 420 almost. Luckily, dead on plastic doesn't really burn. I mean, you got to get it real hot to make it crap out. I got a couple of minutes since I've been spinning it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little degas. I like as little bubbles as I can get. Even if I just run this up to like -6 or -7, it'll take some of them out. You can kind of see it foaming up. I'll let it run right till it breaks, and then sorry, the camera's on a chest mount and it's breathing with a rebreather on. I need to clean that, it's bothering me. But so I like to bump it kind of hard, and if you've got any bubbles, it'll kind of push them up against the side. That way they don't come out when you do your pour. They're still there, but they kind of go up on the side and they can dry. What, 335? Oh. See what I mean by it changes completely once you cook it. That white consistency goes away, or that white color goes away. And so same thing. I want to pour kind of towards the front, and I'm going to cover my hook slot and go a little bit up towards the tail. I like doing them like that. We'll go over here to number 2. Start at the tip. Just kind of fill her in. Oops, that might be a little bit much. You know what? I'm gonna run this just right down the tail, just a bit. I'll give it a kooky little line. So there we go. Those are in, and we're gonna let it set up for a minute. We're gonna cook this GT22, and we'll come back. We'll pour that, and then that'll be our final. We'll do a three laminate, and then we'll see what she looks like. So we'll be back. Alrighty, we're back, and that was a little hot, so I went ahead and degassed it. You can tell it's a little smoky. But look what that did. I mean, that really changed the color on it. That's awesome. That's going to look super cool. This should already be cooled down enough. That's going to look real nice right here like that. Look at that. Then we're going to end up with that tail. That you guys can't see because I had the camera pointed down too far. Sorry about that, guys. I'll make sure you get to see me pouring the second one. I have a problem, sometimes I underfill them. They'll suck down a bit, but here we go. Start back here on the tail. Trying to pour around the camera. Now I know what Chris was talking about. I like this color, this looks cool. I think we're in for a treat, boys and girls. Alrighty, now what I'll do is I'll let these sit. I'm about 230 on them. I'll let these sit for a few minutes with the griddle on so that it heats up and I get a good thermal bond. Hold on a second, let me... There we go. Another thing you can do is you can heat up some clear and do what's called a skin pour, where you fill the mold up and then dump it back out and it gives you a skin, and then you can pour your laminates inside that and it holds better. I like to do this. It seems to be a really good way to do it. You get this up to about 220 on the inside and you get a real nice thermal bond. I mean, get something like this where it's like it's together. It's not coming apart. You don't have to worry about, on some of my earlier ones, right here where there was more than one color, because I wasn't getting a good bond, inside the hook slot would come apart. No problems with that on these. They're like, this tail is together. They look great. Here's some of the ones I did today. I'll show you one with an eye on it. Some of the ones I did today. And they are together. The only problem is I had a little issue on my skin pours, and it wasn't hot enough, or I did something wrong, and I got that little cup right there. As you can see, it's not on both of them. Still, not stressed about that. Like, that's a really good laminate, and I got that by, like I said, I let that get to about 220. Hits about 240 to 260 on the outside, I think, and that gets me 218 to 220 on the inside. That says 318, but if you come up here and look, see what I mean? You'll get different readings. So those are done. If I wait too long, what will happen is that they will, they'll blend. It'll get too hot, and the colors won't be able to hold their line, and you'll get your lines will get blown out, or it will just straight up blend, which looks really cool. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what we're going for here. All right. So what I'm going to do is we'll take these off. Go ahead and give them a check. See how straight they are. See if we're up high or down low on that mold, and it looks like we're pretty good on that one. Yeah, I got to grab it with the oven glove or I'll burn the crap out of myself. That one's looking pretty good too. It might be a smidge low, but I can't tell if that's clear. Real excited about these guys. Like I said, these are brand new colors. I just got them in today, and I mean, they look sweet. That's gonna look crazy if we put some black in there. But turn my fan on, tilt it down, and then come back in 20 minutes and we'll open these up and we'll see what we got. So you guys hang tight and we'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, it's been about 20 minutes. I'm really liking that. I haven't even seen it, I haven't opened it. We're gonna find it up together. Little low in the front. There's a little dent. I still get little dents in the back, but now I'll show you guys a little trick. If you watch the other videos, you'll see it too. That's not much of a dent. You can take a heat gun. Let's scoop this in a bit. Put it on the lowest setting because high will just slosh it all the way around. You wanna real lightly. You'll see it start to move a bit, but it'll start to get a little liquefied, and it'll fill in that dent and kind of smooth it out. It's hard to see the dent on this color. We'll go ahead and hit both of those, and it doesn't do enough to delaminate it or anything like that, so you're still good as far as it being solid, but it just kind of fills in that dent. And you know, if you're just making baits for yourself, it's not a real big deal. It doesn't affect the action at all. They still swim great. But it makes them look a little nicer if you're selling. I've got some professional baits downstairs, some big 6-7 inch swim baits that have, you know, they're expensive swim baits and they've got dents in the tail, so it wasn't something I'm stressing. I try hard to make them flat. I like it to look very nice and professional, but here we are. These should be about the same. One of these might have a bit fatter line in the middle, in case you didn't notice. This is the epicbaitmolds Epic Pud 3.5 inch. Jason and Amanda make this, and it is an awesome bait. They collaborated with Nate Marling. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've seen some of Marling's videos. But yeah, it's a great mold, super fun to pour. I mean, it's really fun. I mean, really fun to pour. I got Epic Pud coming out of my ears. So let's open this up and check it out. Oh, look at that, guys. Woo, doggy, tell me that ain't sweet. Dang. Kind of outdid myself. That's a sweet looking bait. That gold top. I don't even know if it's going to come through in the foot. Look at. Same over here. There we are, guys. That is sweet. I am super happy with the way these turned out. That's a slick looking bait, if I do say so myself. Now we're gonna get that mess, and we're gonna take some of this and we're gonna put a few drops of black in it and see. We're gonna do 2 more, probably the same way. Might switch it up a little bit, put that on the bottom and then the pink and then the base that I use. It's just a real nice, gives you purples and blues. It's called RL71. It gives you purples and blues, and I use that for my base because it's a cool, fun color. But yeah, we're gonna clean it all up. I'm not gonna film all that stuff. I'll come back on and film a clip when I put the black in this so that you guys can see like how drastic the change is in it. And then I'll do everything else. We'll come back on the open. So we'll be back here in a little bit. Alrighty guys, we're back, and I have done all of the steps except for this top, and I'll cut it again after this, but I wanted to show you guys. I wanted you to see it and take my glove off so I can move out. Let's see what happens. We're just going to add like 4 or 5 drops to this. Let's do 6. I've seen people add like 30, 40 drops, so 6 on a quarter cup shouldn't be too bad, but it should make a difference. You ready? This should do some cool stuff. Look at that, guys. What do you guys think about that? Completely changed it. Look at all that green come out. 6 drops of black, and that stuff just got gnarly. We're down to 242. We're going to put it back in for a few seconds. How neat was that? That's going to look pretty sweet on this. It's got a skinny belly, my base, and a fat line of this punch. Looks like Morning Dawn kind of, but cooler. The cooler Morning Dawn. And these are all on clear bases, so you could change it. Like I said, you change it to a black base, and you see what it does. That should be a little bit hot. Yeah. So we got a little hotter than I wanted to on purpose because I've been whipping the crap out of it to really get it incorporated, so I want to give it a quick degas. Just real fast to get most of the bubbles out. Here it comes right now. You kind of see it if I... Give it a burp so that it spits all the bubbles over to the corner of the glass so I don't pour it into my stuff. Give it a swirl to get all that nice, beautiful color. Put the glove back on because it's burning my hand. Look at that, guys. This isn't... The camera's not doing it justice. You ready? Let's do something cool. I might not have as fat a line as I thought. This one might be fatter. Man, it's hard to try to pour this and make sure my camera's where it needs to be. Go a little bit more because I tend to be a little under, and it will settle. So I want to make sure I don't have any big divots or dents. That looks pretty good. Man, that was nuts. You guys see that change? That is amazing. Went straight from clear gold to a real cool green gold. I wonder what it would do on a white base. This is some gnarly stuff. I'm a big fan. So here we are. We got these two sitting here. We're going to turn our hot pot on, or our griddle on. Take the mask off. Normally I just keep the griddle on. I like to have it up to temperature, keep my molds about 220 degrees the whole time, but right now my electrical system will not support that. I can't have this on when I run my microwave or it pops my breaker, but I got my electrician coming out to remedy that next week. So yeah, I'm going to get this up to about 220, and then we're going to bring it over here. We're going to put it in front of the fans and let it cool for 20 minutes, and then we're going to crack her open and see what kind of fun we did. I'm excited. I was excited about the last ones, but these ones have got me just as amped. Yeah, we're up to 173. You want to hit around 220 to make sure you get a real good thermo bond. You want it to really bond, or it's gonna peel apart. So there we go. These are sitting. I'm gonna do this for a minute or two. Let them go to temperature. Cool them down. We'll come back. So we'll see you here in a few. Alrighty, guys. We're back out in the shop. It was a little bit more than 20 minutes. These feel nice and cool. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning here. Something like that. No, that's my alarm. I went by it again. It's like 2:10, 2:18, something like that. 2:19. There we go. So we're going to open these up and get a lick-see-loo. So, let me grab another one. Put some eyes on it to take a little Instagram teaser photo. But so here's what we did. You guys were here. We did 3 colors, and then we took and added 6 drops of black to this gold, and it totally changed it. It's still got a hot lot of gold in it, but it went straight green. So that's why I'll go ahead and hold on to this. I can leave it sitting here. That's what we had, and then same color, just with some black added to it. Let's see how different it looks. I didn't change any other ones. Ooh, look at that. Such a different bait. Wow, guys. That like bled. I don't know how that... It bled into the tail. I mean, it looks cool. I'm alright with it. That looks nice. I don't know where that blue came from, though. Might have some blue. I don't remember. Oh yeah, we did the no, we did the white belly and the blue. That blue was weird. Maybe it bled in from that or something. I don't know. Crazy looking. So there we go. That's the same color, just with some black added to it. Tops are getting nice. Let's check out the other one real quick. Then we'll wrap this up and I'll put it on the old YouTube. Yeah, it's 2 in the morning. I don't think I'm making any more baits tonight. I might be back out here later. Depends on if I can sleep or not. Kind of a fun, different from the old Mystery Tackle Box videos. Look at that. It's another nice one. I need like 3 more of these molds. That one blew out on the blue too. The blue is weird. I don't know. Maybe I just, I don't know. That's weird. Unless it's something to do with this, but it was like a goldy clear color. So, yeah, that blue line is nuts. I don't know where it came from. I mean, you guys saw, these are the 3 colors we used. This was our bottom base, and then we've got this in the middle. We threw this upstairs. So this blue line that just kind of showed up on its own has got to be from these 2 hitting or something like that. It's there though. That's thermally bonded. It is not, it's not coming apart. They're not cured, so I'm not going to go pulling on it because it might come apart if you go yanking on it, but I mean, they're together. Technically, if it's thermally bonded, it shouldn't, there's no line at all, and it won't come apart. If it does come apart, it means that I did not heat it up. I did not heat my molds enough on the griddle. So we will see. It seemed pretty good though. That seems pretty bonded. It's still pretty supple though, so I don't want to... Yeah, I ran a little down on the tails when I ran that pink instead of stopping at the top, which normally you run it down like here or something. I let it run all the way down and hit those tails. I like the way that looks. It's fun for me. A couple of these black ones have tails the same way, where I ran down whatever color. So there they are, man. That's pretty cool. That's using some dead-on plastic and some the Epic Bait Molds, Epic Pud mold, and some non-fishing industry pigments that do not come from tackle supply stores. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry guys, it's 2. I want to set these up and go to bed. There we go. So this is what we knocked out today. These are the bluegills. Let me find the one with the eye on it. Or not bluegills, sorry, this is my crappie one that I'm working on. I want to find a different purple, but this one did actually end up working pretty good. But you can see how there's no line there. It's completely connected. So we knocked out like a dozen of these. Ba-doo. Some of that. Some of this. And then of course the ones that you guys just saw. So there we go. There's the Epic Pud by Epic Bait Molds. We're going to wrap it up and we're going to go cut this together as best as I cut stuff together and put it up on YouTube. So, yeah, if you guys are, well, it's 2 in the morning, so I doubt anybody's on the water. If you're on the water, though, be safe and tight lines. And if not, then have a good week. I think it's a weekday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. See, they all run together for me, man. Yeah, you guys take it easy, be safe, and we'll see you on the next one. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in.